Hyperpo is pleased to present 40 Days 40 Fintechs, an initiative under its Include Everyone program, as it continues to lead the way in advocacy for the creation and dissemination of technology that enables financial inclusivity. The 40 Days 40 Fintechs is shining a spotlight on those that are breaking down digital barriers and bringing millions more on the continent into the transactional space and transforming their lives for the better.
Kuzimba is an e-digital payment solution that gives access to clients to purchase building and construction materials. Not only the materials, but the services. Way from purchasing land to surveying, to drawing architectural plans, to all the building that you need. We help you access materials and we help you transport them to where you are. How did Kuzimba start? Well, my biological father had a machine that makes pavers, building blocks, and all the outside compound work. So he was thinking of a way he could market these pavers to the outside world, and he called me and told me, how can you use your IT skills to help me market these? And of course, it was just a small snippet by then, but over time when we sat down together and reasoned it out in depth, we came up with an idea of, we can actually set up a marketplace for all building and construction materials on one platform. And that's how the idea came. But secondly, I work at Kyambogo University at the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. I work with students who, after their school, they don't have jobs, and yet they are good in architectural work, in maybe electrical installation. So I was thinking, I think this platform can not only maybe sell building and construction materials, but we can market professionals. We can market these students and put them out there so that people can see them and they know them, and that they can do all these skills to a great extent. So those are the two things that pushed me to start Kuzimba.com. So we sat down with my father and we came up with a name. And of course, we looked out on domain.com about similar names. And we came up with Kuzimba because it was a bit distinct and no one had actually come up with it. So how different are we from other people? I've realized that most of the building and construction companies or the digital payment systems that exist as regards building and construction based on just one direction. If they are going hardware store, they just do a hardware store. If they say, let's go clay, they just do clay. So I said, how can we have an all payment solution that someone doesn't have to look out for different service providers everywhere? You look for an architect alone, that is a fee. You look maybe for materials alone, that is fee. You pay the transportation person alone. Then you go to the bank. All that is, a lot of money, and it will bring up huge bills and of course wastes time. So Kuzimba comes in to, first of all, help clients not waste time. Everything about building and construction is done on one platform from the word go. All the payments are done on the platform, all the purchases. If you need any service provider regarding building and construction, all of them are on one platform. So that is about Kuzimba.com. When a client gets on Kuzimba.com and maybe they want to purchase iron sheets, they just look out where the iron sheets are, click on that item, and then of course increment the number depending on the number of iron sheets that they want. Then the cart will show up with the entire process, of course including the transportation fees. And then at the end of the day, we receive the message as Kuzimba that a client has signed in and they want maybe 80 iron sheets, and then we reach out to them physically. We call them, tell them where are you, where do you stay, where do you want these iron sheets to go, and they tell us the details, and then we keep in touch with them until we arrive. So a client is supposed to pay up at least not less than 50% of the entire cart total before we deliver the materials, and they can complete the bills on arrival. But the good thing is most of the clients that we have retained as a system are now comfortable with the system. So when they purchase something, they are free to pay up the whole price and we can, at peace, we can deliver the materials without having issues with the clients. Ever since April 2020, that was about the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, till to date, we have received 810 clients orders online, and I think we've been able to retain 64 clients who have ordered for materials more than once. I think COVID pandemic came in as a good thing. First of all, because people were scared to move out to crowds, going down to the market, looking out for different materials that they need. So first of all, the COVID period came in as a good start. Being a teacher and you don't have work, they have closed you out, no more pay. This business stood out for me as an individual. I kept on making money even during the COVID period because people were scared to move down to the market. And I think many of the people used the COVID period to actually settle down in their homes, build and make constructions at home. So it was a good period for us to make money. Many people came in, called in, we need this, we are here, because they were scared of moving. So it was an opportunity for us. Maybe the problem that came in was the transportation problem, because of course there was an issue with the transportation system by then. So we had to actually work tooth and nail to make sure that we deliver those materials. Life after COVID is even much better, because now the transportation systems are free. We can freely transport materials here and there. We can freely meet, make meetings, look out for more projects. We've been, doing so many proposals, writing proposals here and there, and it is really working out for the good. Life after COVID is even much easier now that people know us and they are comfortable with us. Okay, maybe that is just like a 40%, but yeah, those ones who are comfortable with us, yeah, they are comfortable asking us to do this or the other, and we can deliver in the right time and in the right places. The people that we have hired for services and the people I work with, we have 51% more women than men on the team. So that is already encouraging for us to push ourselves forward. And of course, it's a bit discouraging working with the men, knowing that, they know that this is their space. Personally, as an individual, I've struggled to scale through, as a woman entrepreneur and yet engineer. It's a bit hard to convince a man that you can deliver maybe trucks of cement to maybe Arkwright or wherever. Yeah, it's a bit hard to convince a man, but we've had to sit down ourselves, convince ourselves that we can do this. Of course, it takes a whole lot of mentoring. We've gone through peer mentoring sessions. We've sat down with fellow women entrepreneurs who have been encouraging, and they've provided support for us to come out to the market space, to come out, in an open space, to talk about what we do. And of course, now as we move on, the more you do something, and the more you do something over and over again, the more you gain confidence, and the more you have that proof that what you're doing is the right thing. So we've had to take it, by force. When the High People Foundation came up with this idea, we support women, we want to, put them out there, I said, I think this is a goal. I think this is a place for me to build myself. So when I attended the sessions that we had, you listen to the instructors, they give you direction, and of course there is a lot you do. They help you build your work, your theory, your output, the way you present yourself in the background. High People helped me to do this. And I love the different instructors, the different, topics that we had on various days. And of course, there is that push of you have to do this in 3 days. You have to do this in 5 days, or else you're not going to win. So there is that energy that you receive in the background to actually do the work. So High People gave me that platform to, first of all, build confidence in myself. I was really bad. I didn't even know anything about entrepreneurship. I've always wanted to be in the background, but this competition, and I mean this session of the hackathon, the Women in FinTech hackathon, really pushed me at the front. I realized, okay, there are many other women who are standing in this area. I can also do it. I can also make it. I realized I can actually make it. So High People gave us a platform. I mean, they marketed us. We went out there. This was really a go. And from then, I haven't turned back. I'm not thinking of closing the business down in the near future. I cannot do that. Yeah, so I just thank High People for the input, the courage, being a fundamental move in my life as a person and to the people that I work with. I think if this initiative is put across the country, banks and all these financial bodies and structures will understand that it is important to work together. It is important to have, and to even the businesses across, it is important to have financial inclusion, no matter what business you're doing. When we realize, when you talk about 40 days, 40 fintechs, first of all, this is a platform for us to market to market the issue that it is important that every business has, of course, their financials put together, and then we don't have to spend money on transactions. 40 days, 40 fintechs opened my eyes to see that, if we have a unified banking system, it would reduce on the transaction costs that we spend on working with, different systems, having, different mobile banking agents in the background. If we take this maybe modular loop to the dot, and every person understands the working or the functionality behind modular loop, it will be easy for businesses to function, to high capacity when their financials are put in place. If you want to visit Kuzimba, please type in your browser www.kuzimba.com. The rest is history. When you get on there, everything is clear. The projects we are working on are very well displayed. Every material and service that can be done by the system is shown. And if you want to make savings for maybe future constructions, please just sign up with the wallet and you will be good to go.
40 Days 40 Fintechs is presented in proud partnership with Crossleg Technologies, Modus Box, Modular Foundation and Level 1 Projects.